Alright, welcome to 35 QuickBooks 2013 Tips and Tricks. Look, QuickBooks 2013 is a very easy program to use, but it does have a lot of stuff in it, and it's amazing how many features it has that very few people are actually using. And you may be using some of these, but we're going to do a short little screen capture on each one of these and talk about them. So number one, use the home page. Homepage makes getting the key features of QuickBooks really pretty easy and makes getting around. It also shows you the flow. We're going to be using this, everything we're doing here, we're doing in one of the sample companies. This is the sample Rock Castle Construction, QuickBooks 2013. Few things. If, for example, let's start with the basics. Let's say this isn't there. Let's close everything down. And let's say you don't have a home screen. Well, there's a couple ways to get it. You should have it over here. All right. You just click on that. If you didn't see what I did, I clicked on that. All right. If it's not in your easy thing here over here, the little menus over here, you go up here to Company. All right. And see the very top one says Homepage. So you can turn it on. And the Homepage, I personally think, saves you a lot of trouble, especially if you haven't used the program for a long time or if you're not up to speed on it. Because if you look at it, it basically is broken into 5 sections. We have the vendor section up here, which if you're not using inventory could be just this simple: enter bills, pay bills. And if you're not even doing payables, it may not show up. Okay, if you're using the vendors and you're actually using purchase orders, you can put a purchase order, receive inventory against it with or without a bill. Okay, as you see here. You can enter bills against inventory, all right, and you can manage your sales tax here. You also have your vendor section here you can get to real fast. We'll talk about that in another tip. In this area here, we have the customers. All right, we're at the Customer Center. You can start with a sales order. We actually can start with an estimate, which turns into a sales order, which is, you see, if you hover over something too, by the way, you notice what happened. I just left the mouse over something, and it pops up and tells you what that is. Create a new sales order, keep track of items that your customers have agreed to buy, which then flows up to a purchase order so you can order it, okay? And you can get the bill. If you look at it, turn the estimate into an invoice. If you order parts for a customer, it can be added to the invoice. If you do labor, it can be added to an invoice for a customer too. So it kind of shows you the flow on how it works. Okay, see here flows up this way, and this way flows down, and you can turn an estimate. All right, you can also, once you got an invoice, you receive payments, okay, and then deposit it. And a sales receipt we'll talk about later. You can accept credit cards, you can add statement charges. This is everything in this area here. In this whole customer area has to do with customers. This third area down here has to do with employees. You got the Payroll Center, so does this, and you can enter their time or just pay the employee, pay your tax liabilities, even do your payroll reforms, and it has some HR essentials and the different kind of things you need to do: health benefits, view paychecks, all kinds of stuff. All right, this section up here is your company section. You got your chart of accounts, inventory activities, items and services, which is a list of what you sell. You can have different add-ons, and here's a calendar, which we'll talk about later. And this category has all your banking stuff. We record deposits, write checks. You can check your check register. You can reconcile your account. You can print an individual check. You can enter credit card charges. So as you can see, getting familiar with the home screen really helps you speed up processing and helps you remember what order to do things in. So until the next one, thank you very much.